Um, I just been to the shower and I'm back in my apartment right now. So we are headed to the bathroom so we can do this tutorial. And yes, I will style my hair today with some inspiration from the 40-60 or 60-40 hairstyle where we're doing the parting in the, yeah, that's kind of, if we have 50 here, then we have 40 here. So we're going to make it in that parting area. And I'll be using for today's hairstyle, of course, some pre-styler, sidekick for volume, boosting and hold, and heat protectant. Then I like to apply the gold digger wax, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm yeah shooting from the front camera, and as usual, I'm looking for a good rack for my phone, but for now, this is how we're gonna do it. Yeah. I think that's good. Okay, so also the fragrance of the day is the Tom Ford Tuscan leather, two sprays, and now let's shake up shake up the sidekick just to mix it, and 10-15 pumps. And this, sorry guys, this is a Q&A coffee session afterwards. This is a hairstyle with a Q&A coffee session afterwards. And this live is not advertised. Sorry, if you're here right now, it's a coincidence because it's not advertised, and I do not plan too much what's going to happen in these lives. So everything can happen. And remember to write comments. I do read them, and I like to commenting on your comments after the hairstyling when the coffee break is about to happen. Okay. So first we comb it into the position, and here it's very important that we use an extra time where we want the parting to go. Everything should flow in the same direction, and I don't even need a fine tooth comb for this one. I can just do it with my bare hands because we did a good combing. So here it is, the 60-40. Yeah, almost right. Um, right, you're already starting to comment, and thank you. This is, I think, third time we're doing live here in a row almost. So this will be 2 minutes of blow drying. So I use both fingers and the comb every time I use the comb. the bristles, and the heat will stretch out the hair, and I get more smooth look. Also, less waves. I like my waves, but sometimes I like just to tone it down a little so we can get more shape into the hair. And that's also why I think I'll start out here just by using my hands. It also gets you a good idea if you need to dry it more, because you can feel if it's moisty or if it's getting too hot. And, both are important. That you, even though there's heat protecting, you should not just warm it up at one place, so it can actually get too hot if you're not moving the hair blow dryer around. Mm. Okay, it's not completely dried yet, but and yeah, sometimes I just take a break for a second, and when it cools down, you can definitely feel if it's still moisty. And 9 out of 10 times, we forget about the center of in the back because we only focused on the first front. And now we can also see there's probably some of you with the question, should you keep the parting complete? When I'm saying complete, it's more like in a straight line. And no, not at all. Especially if you want some flow in the hair, it's important that it's not too static looking. And that's why I focused on one side of the parting, and then you can just, as you see, it goes this way from where we wanted the parting and this way, and we just mix it together and make it's kind of a small parting. You see, it's not see-through to the scalp anymore, and that's kind of I would say the perfect not compromise, but what's called the perfect the perfect parting for this hairstyle is parting where you kind of don't see through the hair and the scalp. Okay, that's enough for the hair dryer, blow dryer. So just let the hair cool for a second. Run fingers through, get a little shape to it, and there's always uh, the comment afterwards. Your hair looks just perfect now, and just gonna show you. It looks pretty good. Um, but there's also the case that it's just a soft hold. So if I'm moving it around, I just get, yeah. Now there's the second comment. It looked even cooler when you shake the hair. But I get it. I get it, guys. It's always nice if you didn't have to do anything or just do less when it comes to the hairstyling. Um, oh, yeah, here it is. And now it's time to get the shape and the texture. gonna do that by applying the gold digger wax. So the story here is most men most most men forget about uh, sorry. Um, yeah, most men forget about pre-styling, and of course it's expensive to buy an extra product if you think you can only if you only need one product. The thing is that it's impossible to achieve the extreme level of volume and control and also protect the hair in the meantime by not applying any pre-styler. That's the first thing. The second thing is that especially our pre-styler is designed to create a fine layer around the hair that works as a perfect base for applying wax afterwards. So when you have a light styling agent around the hair stores, it's like, yeah, it's like I always say this example, painting a wall. You need a primer for the paint to stick. So this small styling layer also functions as the perfect primer for the wax. So we don't actually need that much hair wax when we use the freestyler Sidekick. So all in all, it's a little bit more expensive, the styling routine, but compared to only using wax, you actually use less of the hair wax. So you cut down on the spending on the wax, but you spend a little bit more on the pre-styler. Yeah. Let's get to the styling. And here we have it, the famous gold digger wax. It has been around for over a decade. Okay, I just need to hold it in front of my face. Then we can see the scoop. Creamy and soft, but it's definitely anything from soft. It's a super high hold wax with a matte finish. So you get a fuller looking hair by having a matte product in it. So here you see, and I will only be working it around my hands for about 5 to 10 seconds. We don't need to work too much, otherwise it's gonna get too hot in the hands. It reacts with the air, so I have to work fairly fast. Yeah, you see now. That's it, and apply. I'm just clapping or grabbing the hair slowly, so we'll not. It's all about not getting everything in one place. The harder I push on the hair, the more product will sit in these places. So I'm very conscious about, especially the sides here. So I use the back, I say the tiger claws on the sides, and then a little bit more wax when I can feel it can take it without leaving it too greasy. There you have it, almost. There's a texturizing technique that I use a lot. It's combing backwards. So we create these channels or lines in the hair, and then I use the top here, just rolling. So we get these channels into texture, some speech. And the reason you want textures and stuff instead of just yeah, putting a lot of wax in it is that you want it to look effortless. So as if you could have woken up with a hair like this. Uh, it has to look like there's not too much in it, but yeah, or that you didn't put too much effort, but in reality, it's a fine line to when it looks too structured or what do you call it, manipulated. I think this looks absolutely cool. It was one of you guys coming in with the recommendation, the 40-60 style, and honestly, I didn't knew too much about how to style this one. I've been doing partings a lot. Yeah, so I think it turned out super well, and this is alive, and nothing has been prepared or practiced. Only, yeah, my skills I've been using for 25 years of styling. Yeah, I'm 36, so of course I didn't style my hair straight out of the womb. Um, okay, so another benefit about using products from the Vilain range, and is that it's water soluble. You can just rinse it off with it's almost completely off. I always just finish with good hair wash, not hair wash, hand wash. Um, but many times in the shower, I just rinse it through with hot water, and that's basically enough. Um, super nice feature. Most waxes are completely oil-based, and those waxes could easily be clay waxes, and yeah, those are hard to wash, almost impossible. Let's get the coffee, and I'm ready to read your comments now. And wow, look at that view. The sun is out. Just amazing. And if you're new to the channel here, I'm Rasmus, and I'm running the channel with my twin brother. So if you're confused why I'm suddenly in Thailand or he's traveling right now, if you're confused about that, that's why. He's my twin brother, and we run this channel teaching and promoting hairstyles. And we've been doing this for the past 15, 16 years, since 2009. And okay, so I'm about to make the coffee, and I'm putting you in this holder here. So this is just my routine. Okay, we empty this out. So I'm running with 20 grams setting for my machine. And what's important for me in life, if you do something, do it with passion. And if you are a coffee drinker, do your best to get the equipment to get a home brewed coffee. It doesn't have to be espresso like I drink, but if you do, make sure to get beans. um, I know Nespresso or instant coffees, they are super good. It's like drinking a Coke, you get the same every time. But I do also think that if you do something every day, like drinking coffee, you can at least get yourself some good and organic beans that are free from pesticides and fair trade as well. It's important that we do think about nature and people. It's half of our life, living with nature and other people's. The rest you live by yourself. Um, so even if it's a good machine, I always air it out. Just meaning that there can be some steam in the system, and it's not good when you want to brew it. So here we have some options, and I like to run it for 30. It should, when you brew your coffee, it should be extracting 25 to 30 seconds. We'll see. And yeah, this one I'm gonna have black. Otherwise, I'm steaming some milk into it. Let's see what frick. Okay, I'm reading questions, and there was some questions about the dynamite clay, and it doesn't have one single scent. It's a mixture of bloomin and vanilla and a little bit of the gold digger scent. So something that is common in our product line is fragrance, uh, except from, okay, that's a nice brew here. Let's get to the reading corner and the view. Yeah, that's it. We can just check the view about about the fragrances. Now I'm using the face camera so I can read at the same time. So we have in the very beginning of the Vilain product line, we developed like a super high-end fragrance that we used for the gold digger wax. Then we kind of use a little bit of that fragrance in all of our. I'm sorry, I don't know what's in the throat. Um, so even Silver Fox is a vanilla scent and a little bit of the gold digger wax. And I think the Sidekick has a little bit of green apples and some of the a little bit of the gold digger and another spicy ingredient. Yeah, the only products that is not with fragrances is of course, the Zero line, and we used to have a wax as well, but yeah, that's the wax Zero, and it's coming coming back hopefully one day. Okay, so I'm reading from the top. There's some greetings from India, from the and a shout out to the Indian Cricket World Cup from Soheb Khan. And Alea is writing, "You sound like Jeremy Fragrance." There can only be one explanation to why I would sound like Jeremy. His original living in Germany, and I'm from Denmark, and there can be some accent similarities. Uh, Pakistan won the Cricket World Cup, right, Ron? What color is the tip? Is it pre-recorded, by the way? No, that's what I said. It's live, so everything can happen, and nothing is edited out, and you can look back, see this live this live later today or tomorrow. Sinmoy Gaming is writing, "Hi, brother, eat goo." Ah, if it's scrambled eggs, I'm happy to eat it. Bobby Ritchie is writing something weird about his pants. I'm not sure what he should do about it, but maybe put some cologne on it. Leon 23 City is writing, "Hello from Argentina. I'm watching you live before going to bed." Aha. I always like to style my hair in the afternoon as well. Mohammed is writing, "Hi. Uh, Glishad is writing, "Have you ever had a hair transplant or taken anything for the hairline?" Actually, I'm blessed with some thick hair already. I'm 36, and my hair is like it's only a little bit thinning, but that's just like this for us men. But I do use a hair growth serum. Let's see here. It's the yeah serum with Procopil and these vitamins. And, we did make the serum first. And tested it out for years, and we found out which active ingredients we could use to kind of extend the hair, not the longevity of the hair. So when you use Procopil in a hair serum, it extends the life cycle of the hair follicles. So if you combine that with the right vitamins and stuff, you get kind of the best hair serum, in my opinion. Okay, Lisa writes, I remember watching you guys hair tutorial like decades ago, but my corners are starting to go, so I had to change my hairstyle. We'll definitely take a look on that product. Thank you, appreciate it. Um, so I like to ask you guys for some advice as well, since I'm I'm not starting to advertise these lives yet, and because I feel like I need to be practicing before inviting everybody to join this. Um, Super hard being live. There's no time to think, and you have to just do things in a straight line. And if there's any advice you can give me or any ideas for future content. Also, just a small thing is, should I hold the phone like I do now, or should I record it as rotating? Um, small details like that. I'm not sure how you watch it. Is it so? Can you say, are you watching it on the phone or on the screen, or I mean television, computer? It's just to have an idea if you dare to write it. I have more hair coming out of my nose than my head. Well, how do I find a creative answer for that? That's just a conclusion, but I guess I will touch up on the topic. If you do have receding hairline and you find it frustrating, there is things you can do, of course, but most of the time it's better to focus on uh, what you do have. If it's And of course, nose hair is just, yeah, that's just something that has to go. But you can focus on the beard and brows, or if you're a man, you should not do too much about your brows. Just make them maintained, cut them, like with get your hairdresser or barber to do it, and take a little bit off if it's getting too bushy. But in general, focus on what you actually can do about the hair. Um, or beard, get some cool glasses or some cool shirts, something that you have control over. Uh, or in the hair transplants are also an option if you, but it's also something you really have to think through because it's an operation. And there's still, please make the buzz cut haircut with big mustache look. That's probably if I have to have an insecurity, I can't actually grow a big mustache. Um, and it's not even an insecurity, but you can't have the full plate. There's always something you can't have in that look of yours. So better be happy about what you actually, rocking. I mean, it's okay. So that's my life for today. I have a lot of coffee here, so if nothing else is ticking in, That's the life. Also, just to briefly touch up on the hair, when you do style it, it will always take 10, 15 minutes for everything to kind of set. So it's a good idea to style it, yeah, 10 minutes before going out in the weather conditions. And also, your hair product, as I said, is water. If it's by Vilain Gold Digger, it's water based. So a small amount of moist in the product has to vaporize in order to look like the complete finished result. So that's good to keep in mind. Um, Now there's something coming in. Uh, um, that's well-behaved savage is saying, "What's your take on hairstyling spray? They say it causes cancer. Is it not good for the hair?" Okay, so I think what you have to consider about hairstyling sprays is that you don't breathe it in. I mean, it's impossible not to when you're in the bathroom, but don't inhale it, then you should be fine. And don't spray it directly on the skin. It's meant for the hair strands, and keep it out. Just read the back of the package, um, and you'll be good. I don't think it. I think there's a lot of other stuff in our daily lives that can cause cancers. But that's another topic. I think also you have to have a positive mindset. That's some of the most longevity. Yeah, that's the easiest longevity advice. And yeah, avoiding cancer trick. I know. Keep a positive mindset and be happy and be passionate about what you're doing. Eliminate stress. Eliminate things in your mind that you cannot control. There's so much going on in the world, and you cannot do anything about it. Don't put that on your shoulders. Focus on the daily choices where you have an actual saying. So if you are watching politics and stuff, and you have to pick a side or choose not to pick a side, yeah, adjust the way you are shopping to your political actions. So in Denmark, there's a lot of Uh, if you haven't heard, Denmark is one of the greenest countries in the world. Yet we are also the same people shopping on these uh, yeah, apps where you can get cheap stuff from the other side of the world. So how good are we? So put your um, yeah, put your actions in order to your uh, political, what's called, standpoints. Which country? So I do live in Denmark, and been doing it all my life. I do travel now and then. Love to see the world. Um, yes, but Denmark and the second, it's not a capital. It's a second largest city called Aarhus. So you can actually see the city from where I live. It's beautiful. Let's go outside. Just check it out. Yeah, it's a city. Okay, fairly big. Let's start off the coffee machine. And okay. Yeah. Anything else? Did you ever did yoga or meditation? I do. As this is a yoga mat. It's it's actually my son's play mat. But it is like a yoga mat, and sometimes I just sit here a lot playing with my son. But I do sit here and just meditate to the water, and it's amazing. So it's another part of being a balanced human being. Take a break and clean your thoughts by meditating or whatever you do. Find relaxing. That's a lot of light. So when you live here next to the water, get both you get both the sun directly in from the windows, but you also get the sun reflections from the water, so you get twice amount of light. That's also why I think a lot of people like to live by near the sea or water. Or also, it's calming watching the waves. Alrighty, we're done. I hope you enjoyed this live. I will save it for a couple of days. Okay, now the comments is starting again. Uh, which product to use the most? It has to be Sidekick because I use it in every hairstyle. And s- secondly, it's the Gold Digger Wax. I think it has some of the it's one of the first products, and it's also one of my favorites because it has this holding factor and matte looking. So my hair looks super thick and healthy when I go out because it's not also it does reflect a matte silhouette, so my hair is looking fuller and more dense, and I keep it in place all day and all night, and I tomorrow morning I can just wake up like not completely looking like this, but I can just run my fingers through, maybe with a little bit of water, and then I'm good to go. Of course, I would never do that if I had something important to do. But if I just have to sit at a desk, I would just make a light styling. Uh, yeah, stay smiling. Thank you, and you too. It's our strongest force is when we smile and are happy. We can accomplish anything. Um, I use natural flowers like Sweden. I'm not sure what it is. That's cool. Um, which product? Okay, so we are done. That was one. Share an experience from your uh, life that taught you how to be calm and compress stress and depressive situation. Um, okay, so if I have to come up with a brief advice, how an experience, could it be anything from work or whatever situations you're in? If you have like just 1% that you enjoy in that situation, or it could be the work situation. If there's like 90% of the work that you hate, you should definitely find a new job. But until you have a new job, find the 10% or whatever percentage it is. Put all your focus and energy to that final fun part of your life, and that should be your only goal to focus. Put your focus where you're happy or where you don't feel depressed, or make it an adventure to do it. If it's, let's take a boring task, you have to do the dishes or clean or anything like maintenance. Find out that you actually enjoy the results So that's also called delayed gratification. So if you can overcome the struggle of doing the job in order, you know, you motivate yourself by, when I'm done with this, I feel so much more relaxed because I live in a clean home, or I can, there's no dishes tomorrow when I wake up, or uh, it could be a workout. When I'm done working out, I feel like the wife is looking at me in a different way, or you see yourself in the mirror, or your son looks at you and say, "Hey, you're Superman." That's kind of how you should put the carrot in front of yourself when when there's something you don't want to do, but sometimes you can't dodge it. You have to do it, but don't do it with anger or why do I have to do it? Do it with I actually got to do this for myself and the loved ones. Um, Amshi's writing, "Hey bro, I'm from India. I saw you since 2015. Big fan of yours, bro. Thank you. A few brothers. Yes." Good to see you guys, and it's amazing how many people checking in now and then. I know you're probably not watching all the time if you've been following for 10 years, but that's also something I'd like to touch up on. If we could advance the Slikhaar TV program to more daily basis content, or at least some other topics than hair, I'd be glad to do it, but I also need to know if it has any interest. I know it has, but you probably also have some other people you're following where they already talk about stuff like, yeah, advice in other aspects of life or clothing and entrepreneurship. Well, it's all that was another 10 minutes to this live stream. Uh, Well-behaved savage said, "Wonderful advice. Thank you." And I'd be happy to share out my knowledge. And I do been through a lot in life already. Uh, since I'm 67, 60, sorry, no, I'm not 60. I'm 36 years, and I already had my first son, and my brother already had his two daughters. And yeah, a lot happens when you get your own family. It's amazing, and yeah, I do have a lot of knowledge I like to share if there's interest. Well, um, are you coming to India? Uh, yes, I would love to. For now, I don't have plans for India, but I would like to go to Indonesia, Bali, sometime soon. But I do have a second child coming. My unborn son is coming in this summer, so that's my second son and uh, or child. I'm not sure if I can go on a long distance travel, so it might be inside Europe instead. Well, now I would like to say thank you for your time and feel free to check in. And after this live session, I upload it on the Slikhaar TV channel so you can revisit. And also, when you do revisit, please leave your comments as you used to. Like it, maybe even share it, and check out some of the old episodes as well. Thank you, guys. See ya.